Hi everyone, it's Owen here from Assist Trust. Today I'm doing chores around the house, and today I'm going to be doing the hoovering. So why don't you join me as I talk you through the best way to go about this. Okay, so I'm going to be using this Henry Hoover, and the Henry Hoover has a bag inside it. Not all Hoovers have a bag inside. If you watched Rachel's top tips on hoovering, you'll notice that her hoover was what they call a cylinder type hoover, where you don't need to change the bag, but you just empty out the hoover when it's full. But on this one, we do need to change the bag when it gets full. So my first step would be to check whether the bag is full or not. And the way we do that is open up these little catches on the side. Pull that one out, and then on the other side another one, and then with the handle you can just lift off the top of the hoover, and there's a cover first of all to lift up, and then inside is the bag that collects all the dirt from your floor. So to me, I think this one's fairly full, so I'm going to change it. So what I do is, if you look around this side, there's a green piece of plastic that pushes onto the hose. Pull that away carefully, and you can see, not very nice, but you can see where all the dust and dirt and debris from the floor has gone into the bag. So we'll take that out carefully because you don't want the dust flying everywhere. We'll take it out and put that into the bin. Okay, so we've now got a brand new hoover bag ready to go into the hoover. This can be a bit tricky, but let's give it a go. Okay, so we need to unfold the bag. That's what it looks like. You can see this, where this green plastic is here, there's a hole that needs to go onto the hose of the hoover, which is there. So we'll lift the bag into the hoover, and then you need to gently push this hole over the hose until it's firmly in place. Let's give that a go. There we go. So we know that that's on properly, and then you can open it up a little bit. But then once the hoover gets turned on, things start going into the bag. The bag will expand in here. So that bit's done. So we put the cover back on top. If you remember, we took this off a minute ago. Goes back on there. Then the top of the hoover needs to go back on. This bit can be a bit tricky to get back in, but if you look here, that you've got the on button at the back and the light, and if you look closely here, you've got a bit that goes around the plastic down here. So as long as that lines up okay, like that, then these clips on either side should push back in again. Okay, so we've got the new hoover bag in. and we're ready to go. We need to plug the hoover in next. Okay, so next thing is to plug the hoover in somewhere close to where you're working. So this one, the plug pulls out of the top of the hoover, and I've got a socket down here that it can go into. Push that in there, turn the switch on. It's probably safest to pull out as much of the lead as you can out of the hoover. So if I pull that out, till it stops, and you don't want the wire all in the way of where you're hoovering, so carefully move that out of the way. Okay, and so I'm going to be hoovering this room here. The next step, I think, is the best way to go about this, is to check the floor to make sure there's nothing that you're going to hoover up by mistake. So if I look around, we've got some obvious things, some children's toys here. You don't want to hoover those up. Bag there, that's in the way, that's no good. Another bag here. And boxes of stuff. Get rid of those. It's also a good idea to have a really close look to make sure there's nothing hidden. Like if I look here, there's another child's toy on the floor that I could easily hoover up and not see if I'm not careful. So I'm going to get rid of that. It's like a marble. And here's a good example. If I look closely down here under the bed, there is a hair clip. Now that's the kind of thing that would easily get hoovered up because you don't see it, and the first you know about it is when you hear a noise that it's gone clunk and into the hoover bag, and then the hair clip is gone forever. So get rid of those. Okay, I think we're now ready. Okay, so I've got the clear floor. I'm ready to hoover. What I want to do is turn the hoover on and then move the hoover in a forwards and backwards motion, covering all parts of the floor so that I get everything up from the floor. Going around like so. There'll be bits that you won't be able to get to. Like if I look down here, there's some bits on the edge that might not come up with this part of the hoover. But what I can do is once I've hoovered this part of the floor, which I'll do now, I'll go back to those other bits and I'll use some of the attachments to hopefully get those up as well. Right, so let's turn the hoover on. It's going to be a bit noisy. Okay, so going backwards and forwards has got most of the dirt up, but if I look closely down here, there's still bits that haven't come up that were right near the edge of the carpet. So to get those, what I need to do is put on one of the smaller attachments. So here I can take off the long part of the hoover, get rid of this. So to get the bits up that haven't come up with the main part of the hoover, we've got these different attachment pieces here that we can use. So this one here is quite good for stairs on the staircase. This bit is good for getting into tricky spots, so we might need to use that one in a second. And this one also good for getting into awkward bits where bits of hair and stuff won't come up. The bristles will help to loosen things so that it all comes up nice and easily. So first of all, we need to attach this tube to the end of our hose here, and then we can choose our attachment. I'm going to go for this one. Attach that onto the end there. Okay, so back to this bit in the corner. You see the bits that won't come up. If I turn the hoover back on, we should be able to get those up. Okay, and we now have a clean floor and all the bits around the edges have come up as well, so job done. All we've got left to do is to unplug the hoover at the wall, turn the switch off, pull the plug out, and then with this one just below the handle you can see that you turn it around and you'll see that the wire will start to go back in again. So don't let it get caught up like that. Keep winding. And the lead will go back in again. And all you've got left to do is to put the hoover back in the cupboard wherever you keep it. And that's the hoovering done. So thanks for watching, guys. Okay, so thanks for watching my daily living skills hoovering video. Hope you found it useful. If you have a look on the Assist Trust website and then you click on About Us, on the left hand side of that screen you'll see something called Housing and Daily Living Resources. There's lots of helpful step-by-step guides on all kinds of things around the home. There's one for the hoovering that we've just done if you want to follow that again, or there's lots of other ones to try out as well. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it and give them a go.